Hey guys, Aaron here. Today we're going to be replacing the oil pan and oil pan seal on this Ford 2.7 liter F-150. Now this particular truck is a 2015 XLT two-wheel drive. Now it is a two-wheel drive, so we don't have the differential in our way. If you do have a four-wheel drive truck, you will have to remove 3 bolts to lower the differential a couple inches, and of course have a jack that's pretty stable underneath that differential just to lower it a few inches to give clearance for the oil pan. Now this is kind of a common issue with these trucks because these oil pans are plastic. They are one-time use as well. I see where a lot of guys will go ahead and just reseal the old oil pan, put it back on, a couple weeks later down the road, it leaks again. Ford does say that these oil pans are one-time use. Even if you torque it down just for a couple seconds and have to remove it, they do recommend you go ahead and purchase a new oil pan. But the good part is, if there is a good part, is that the oil pan is under $100, so it's not incredibly expensive. However, it is a pain that they are one-time use. So before we begin, let's go ahead and go over the parts and tools we're going to need to get the job done. Alright, so we'll need a trim removal tool. If you don't have one of these, some needle nose pliers work just fine. Open end 15mm wrench, 10mm 3/8 socket. We're going to need a 18mm socket. Also going to need a 10mm 1/4 inch drive socket, 8mm socket. We're going to need a inch-pound torque wrench, 1/4 inch drive ratchet. We'll also need just a couple extensions, 3/8 drive extensions. I'm going to be using my Milwaukee M12 power ratchet. It just makes the job go by a little bit quicker. So like I mentioned earlier, we'll need a brand new oil pan. We're going to need this little tube seal that goes around the oil pump. I'll go over that a little bit later. Might as well change the oil filter since we have to remove it. This is a silicone gasket remover spray from Motorcraft. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description of where you can purchase this at. It just helps with cleaning the metal and prepping the block, removing all of the old gasket material. And then we're going to need some Motorcraft RTV silicone. You can go ahead and try to get away with just using like the right stuff or any type of other silicone. I like to stick with this stuff. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good RTV silicone. I'll throw a link in the description where you can purchase this as well. It's not too expensive. First thing we need to do is just disconnect the battery at the negative terminal using a 10mm socket. Alright, so first thing that we need to do is remove both the front and the rear little dust guards here. There's 8 bolts in total. 3 of them, actually 4 of them in the front are 13mm. The 4 on the rear shield are going to be 8mm. Alright, now by using an 18mm socket and a 15mm wrench, let's go ahead and remove all 4 bolts holding on this cross member underneath the oil pan. So before removing the oil drain bolt, let's go ahead and remove the oil filter and cartridge. That way all of the oil that's in the top of the motor has a chance to drain when we drain the oil. Alright, once the majority of the oil has drained out, let's go ahead and put the drain bolt back in. Alright, next thing we need to do is remove the transmission cooler line that runs across the oil pan on the driver's side. It connects in 3 places, one at the transmission, one in the middle of the oil pan, and then one at the front of the block. The one in the middle of the oil pan is just a plastic rivet that we're going to use our trim removal tool to press away, but we'll need a 10mm to remove it away from the transmission right here. Expect some oil to leak out when you do so. Alright, now that we got the transmission lines and the wiring out of the way, we can go ahead and start removing the bolts for the oil pan. Since it's a two-wheel drive, we don't have anything in the way. However, if you do have a four-wheel drive, now's the time you go ahead and remove your 3 bolts and slowly lower your differential a couple inches just to give you a little bit more access. There's a total of 17 bolts that hold this pan on, and we're going to be using only a 10mm socket to take them off. There's one bolt that's kind of difficult towards the front. I like to use a little 1/4" ratchet with a deep well socket, and you can get on it pretty good. Loosen it a few times, and then you can just take it out with your hands. Alright, so all the bolts are out. Now it's time to take the oil pan down. Chances are the oil pan's going to stick to the block pretty good, so there's 2 tabs that are in the front of the block. I like to take just a shorty flat blade screwdriver and pry off the pan. Alright, so here's a seal right in the middle that we need to replace. Let's go ahead and just take our little plastic knife and take it out. Just go ahead and discard that. Alright, now with the pan off, it's time to go ahead and prep the block for the new RTV. I'm just going to use a flat blade razor to go ahead and scrape off the old gasket material. When it gets down to just little bits here and there, let's go ahead and use our removal spray to get the rest off. So I went ahead and scraped all the old gasket material off. Let's go ahead and just finish up with our gasket remover. Spray it on pretty good. Let it sit there for a minute or two and just kind of eat up that silicone. That way we can wipe it right off. Alright, so the engine block is really clean now. The only thing we need to do is degrease it with just some brakes parts cleaner. And then we're going to go ahead and apply our gasket material, our RTV gasket material. One thing to note, we only have about 10 minutes before the gasket material starts to harden, so we really can't mess around taking our time. We got to put that gasket material on, put the oil pan on, and bolt it down within 10 minutes. And then I'll go over the torque specifications once we have the bolts hand tight. One other thing that's important is that we get a good amount where our front timing cover meets the engine block on the left and the right side. There's a crack there that needs to be filled, so I'll go ahead and just put a little bit more in this area and right over there as well. Alright, so the new oil pan's on. I got the first 2 bolts started. I'm just going to go ahead and put all the bolts in hand tight, and then after that I'll go ahead and go over the torque specifications for those bolts. Alright, so I went ahead and put our bolts in hand tight. Now it's time to torque them down. What Ford wants us to do is to start at the center 2 bolts and kind of work outwards towards the ends, alternating crisscross. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description to the correct torque sequence for these bolts. I'm going to go ahead and torque them now with my inch-pound wrench to 89 inch-pounds. So now that we got our oil pan torqued on and ready to go, let's go ahead and do everything in reverse procedure, starting with our transmission cooler line. Alright, so before we add oil to our motor and start it up, we need to replace the O-rings and the filter on the filter housing here. Simply just pinch the O-rings, and then once you pinch them, you can just remove them. And then there's one more O-ring right here. It's a little more difficult because it's so small. What I like to do is just take a pick or maybe some needle nose pliers and get underneath it. Then we can force it up and around. Just like that. There we have it. Our filter cartridge is resealed and ready to install. What we can do now is just take a little WD-40 or even some used engine oil just to lubricate these O-rings when you go to screw this thing back in. Alright, so the very last step is going to be putting 6 quarts of 5W30 full synthetic motor oil into the motor, and then we can take it for a test drive and check for any leaks. Alright guys, just got done with the test drive. I checked again for leaks, and it seems that the oil pan is good and sealed. No more leaks to worry about. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave something in the comment section, and make sure to check out the links to the description for the parts and tools used in this video. Thanks again guys. See you next time.